Hey, this is Up in the Air podcast. I'm Robynn.
I'm Coletta Elise, and this is episode 3. 3 already?
That's crazy.
I mean, it's only 3.
Yeah.
We just started.
Today, I made us a special drink called, I guess we want to call them Sidecars.
Yeah, probably a sidecar.
So, it's my secret ingredient. It has a little Cavassier in there.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah, these are some really strong drinks.
Girl.
What you want to talk about today?
Who taught you how to make drinks?
Girl, honestly, like just watching bartenders, like going to so many different bars and watching other people make drinks at home, I just kind of picked up a little bit. And especially I know what I could tolerate. So I think that's what helps me like make drinks better is knowing, okay, I can't fuck with tequila. I can't fuck with, certain drinks. So I can only do cognac. So, so this helps me. What do you prefer? What do you like?
What you mean what I like? I like shots.
I know. What do you drink? Like,
oh, that's what I said. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been drinking. Like, So, I mean, as far as like cocktails and stuff, like every once in a while, if I do go somewhere to the bar or something like that, like I get a cocktail, but I'm like, my main go-to is just a margarita. It's simple.
Like, I like margaritas.
Give me a margarita, like simple. And it's hard to make good drinks with cognac. So I'm like, we're really with cognac, and I'm like, just give it to me straight. Because it's like, what do you mix in? But what you mix, I mean, in the sidecar is pretty good. And then, but also like, what do I like? Whiskey. Remember that drink we went to the shop house?
Yeah.
And what was it? I think it was, oh my goodness, something on the rocks.
Yeah.
I can't even think of the freaking name. Dang.
Okay, so I do have a question. Speaking of drinks, we're on the topic. This is not really about a drink, but it's kind of like in the same category. So you know my birthday coming up. I'm about to be the big dirty 30.
Right.
In this bitch. You feel me? Like dirty 30. But so I'm trying to like, I'm going back and forth with my plans. I don't know really what we're going to do or whatever. But do you know somebody had the nerve to ask me if they can pretty much tag along?
Who is somebody? You mean a nigga?
Yes. What? The audacity. Like, I get that you're interested in somebody.
Yeah.
But I feel like at what point, where do you draw the line at? Like if I'm talking to somebody and they say like, hey, I've got these plans with my children, it's my birthday celebration, whatever. I'm not going to be like, oh, do you want me to go?
Yeah, that's wild.
Like,
the audacity for you to think that you're going to tag along, like.
And then my kids
so this is random.
Like, I feel like, yes, it's a random. Like, I've known him over the years, but we've never, ever been at the point that, he's never even met my kids. He's never been over here or anything. And it's like the fact that you would even ask. Hard to do stuff around the kids. Like they're always into stuff. Like, I really don't understand.
It's always.
All the time. We can't get through a whole episode because the kids want something, they did something. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. I'm about to say, yeah, because for me, I literally don't think that there's a good or bad mom. I think a bad mom, if you will. See, I don't know, because I'm like two things. I feel like a bad mom is somebody who don't take care of their kids, who left them stranded, But at the same, on the opposite side of that, it's like, what if she literally could not do it? Like, deep down, she know, like, I cannot be a mom. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what I'm doing. So it's in the best interest of the kids to just give them up. So would you consider her a bad mom then? Like, if
what? No, I think my definition is this.
Now answer it first. No, you didn't answer it.
What?
Do you think she's a bad mom? Would you consider?
It depends on what it is.
I just told you the example.
I'm saying, like, to me, a bad mom would be like, you didn't even try, but you just was like, I just don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck this. I don't want to do it. I would put that in the category as a bad mom. But to me, I don't want to say like a mother who's fed up and she's at her wit's ends and she don't have any support. She don't have no help. And she say, you know what, this is getting a little hard for me. I would rather someone else pick it up and they finish it off. I don't classify her as a bad mom.
I wouldn't either.
Because it's like,
but either scenario, not even just
the first scenario, yes, I absolutely would.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying. Now I wouldn't, because what if mentally she just cannot? And it's not that she's at wit's end or nothing. Like, it is a such thing as postpartum depression. So it's like you get in that depression bag, and you just don't want to do nothing. Like, oh, what I've seen and heard. But it's like, you know, you don't want to do nothing. You don't even think that child is yours. So it's like, dang, how can you look at her and say, dang, she ain't even tried, but you don't even know what she really mentally dealing with.
I mean, I can see your point of view with that. I feel like me, you know, these are only opinions. You know, it's your opinion is not right, mine's not right. Their opinions.
I understand we're having a conversation.
But what I'm saying is, like, to me, I feel like you're a bad mom if you're neglectful towards your children. And when I say neglectful, I'm not saying like you've been at work all day, you tired, you don't feel like engaging in activities with your kids. Not like that type of neglectful, but you're neglectful as far as like, your house is filthy, dirty. Don't clean up your house for your kids. You don't cook for them. You don't make sure they make it to school. You don't make sure they're clean. Like, you know, things of that nature. But I feel like as mothers, as good mothers, because I feel like I'm a good mother. As good mothers, we do get overwhelmed. So there's moments that there's certain things we don't do. You know, like, I might be tired as fuck. So that might be the day you have to fend for yourself as far as make sure you get yourself in the shower. I don't lay your clothes out for you. I don't cook dinner. You can make a TV dinner. Like, things like that. I feel like it's a difference between you tired or you're neglectful. And I think being a neglectful type of parent makes you a bad parent. Like, sometimes the way that you talk to your kids can make you a bad parent. You know, like calling them certain names. I feel like that can make you a bad parent. You know, just things like that. Being abusive towards them. Just not giving a fuck about them. You know, like, I think those are ways that you're a bad parent. And at times, you know, I feel like I am a good parent, but at times I feel like maybe I'm not the best parent, you know, but I'm still a parent at the end of the day. So it's not like I even have days without being a parent. Like, I'm a parent every day. So I think being a parent every day and being present in their life makes me a good parent. So, I mean, you know, it's just levels to it. It's all how you look at it.
I definitely, yes, all of that. Because it's like, I mean, it is difficult when you're a single parent or a single mother doing everything by yourself. So some days, yes, it's like, okay, today it's potluck. You can make you a sandwich, you can make you some noodles, you can make you, you know, whatever we have. So, I mean, I agree. I mean, I don't really look at it like, oh, like, where did it come from? Like, if you're a bad mom or a good mom, it's kind of like, who are you seeking that validation from?
It's not a matter of seeking validation. I think it's more so like, as human, we are like trained mentally to compare ourselves with others, you know, especially like just based on social media and things in that nature. Like, a lot of us, we look at others. So like me, I find myself looking at other people's situations a lot. And that was something I had to grow through, because I'm like, let me stop comparing myself. Because when you compare yourself, you're not grateful for the things you do have. You're only looking at what you don't have when you're comparing yourself. So I'm like, let me stop comparing myself and let me just only look at myself. And then when I started to just look at myself, I felt like I'm rich. And money is not the only thing that make you rich. Like, you could be rich because you got a house, you got a car, you got shelter, you got a job, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got a phone, you got people around you that love you. And I think that's what makes me rich. I feel like I'm rich. You know, that for real, like, I feel like that, like I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I do have my trials. You know, I have my problems and I go through things. But ultimately, I feel like God still gives me those tools. He gives me the problem, but then he also lays out the tools that I can solve the problem with, and that makes me blessed. So.
I'm grateful that you're grateful that God is laying out those tools for you.
Yeah.
And that
because people can be your tool as well. You know, and I think that's what I kind of like seen, you know, within these last few months. I eliminated like bad energy, but I gained some very great people in my life. And I feel like those were the tools. I was having problems and God said, here are your tools. And we still have free will. So that's when it comes a matter of, are you intelligent enough to use or utilize these tools? Are you going to use these tools in the right way? Or are you going to fumble them? And I utilized them.
Cheers to that. Cheers to utilizing your tools.
Yeah, so what do you have to say?
I don't have nothing.
So if anybody wants me to make them a drink.
Oh, gas, no brakes. Oh my God.
If anybody wants me to
gas for like the last 15 minutes, you were just going.
I mean, is that bad?
No, that's cool. You wanted to get that out.
That's the only reason why I asked. I brought up the whole, the good and the bad parenting. Because I'm not going to hold you. There's a lot of days I wake up and I'm sad. Mm-hmm. I don't always wake up happy. Some days I wake up sad because you see those parents that are on Facebook and they're splurging. They got all this money. They kids got Jordans. They got all these name brand things, and I don't provide those things. It's not that I can't, but I feel like when your child gets to a certain age, all you're going to do is tear the motherfucking shoes up. So why am I going broke, trying to make sure I keep you up on Jordans and Nikes and all that just to keep up with everybody else? And that's why I said I stopped comparing myself, because I started to feel like I didn't fall in the category of being a good mom because my kids didn't show up how the other kids were showing up as far as like name brand shit. So, we gonna wear
their own.
We gonna wear these Walmart daddies for the moment because I got bills to pay. I can't just say I'm not gonna pay my gas and my lights because I want to get you these Nikes. What would you rather do? Sit in the dark with some fresh ass shoes on, or or do you want some Walmart shoes? Like, who the fuck gonna notice anyway? You're 7. If a motherfucker is looking at a second grader like, oh, you don't have on Nikes, but you got on Walmart shoes, then that's a personal problem.
I mean, I feel like you do what you can. If you can't, keep up with what everybody else got going on, like, it's okay with doing with what you got.
What you can afford. Yeah, like, what you can afford to do. And then, need I say, like, growing up, I didn't have all of those things. When I talked to my mom about it, she's like, well, Robbie, why didn't you tell me? It's like, well, I thought you knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you have to verbalize those things to people, like, look, I want this, I want that. And I never did that because I've always been a shy type of kid. But it's like, I grew up without having those things. So I think when I had kids, I instantly was like, oh, let me make sure, they have this. And that's what makes me feel like a bad mom. Is because I'm not doing those things. So it makes me feel bad. Like, I'm not going to the mall every time the Jordans drop and I'm buying them the shoes. And since I have a teenager, she's in high school. She wants those things and I don't buy them. And it fucks with me mentally, because it's like, damn, by me having 3 kids and not one, I can't do for her and not the other. And do I have it like that to do for all 3, buy these expensive shoes? And it makes me feel bad. And that's where the comparison comes in at. Like, dang, like, what's going on with me that I can't provide these shoes? But then I have to remember, like, well, it's just only you. You can't feel bad about your situation. Like, this is your situation. So
I feel like I said before, part of it, I done forgot what I was about to say, but I feel like you do what you can. But I just think that comes a part as you do what you're able to do. Mm-hmm. Right? I don't really get into like name brand. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But at the same time, it's like, it is what everybody else is doing. Kids is looking at, you're naturally jealous. Kids get naturally jealous from birth. They get jealous. They just have that, they want it too type. So it's whatever's popular. And if you can't afford it, of course, everybody have the idea like, oh, I don't want my kid looking booty, da da da. But it's like, I don't really think that they look booty if they dress it like, what I mean? Like, right. I don't, depend on like, I don't have a son. It's naturally a popularity contest.